We begin today with the Prime Minister's promise to deliver some pocketbook relief to Canadians. His government plans to scrap the GST on some goods for 2 months, starting December 14th and through to February. The list of eligible items includes a slate of grocery items, restaurant meals, beer and wine, kids' clothing, diapers, and even Christmas trees, both real and artificial. The Prime Minister is also promising to send $250 checks to more than 18 million Canadians who earned $150,000 or less in 2023. Those rebates will hit Canadian bank accounts sometime in the early spring. The measures are estimated to cost federal coffers more than $6 billion.
This measure is an affordability measure. It's about making life better and easier for Canadian families.
What we have is a 2-month temporary tax trick.
Marci Ien is Minister for Women, Gender Equality and Youth. She's in Toronto. Hi, Minister. It's good to see you. Thank you for making time for the show.
Ashley, great to see you. Hope you're doing well.
You as well. I wanted to start off by referencing the fact that your portfolio specifically oversees youth and is aimed at representing youth in this country who are right now, I know you're familiar with this, at record levels of unemployment, and they were in 2023 as well, which is the year that your government is using to calculate these checks that you're sending out. Why would you send money, Minister, to someone who makes $149,000 a year and not to a student who can't find a job?
Thanks so much for asking this question, Ashley, because it gives me a chance to talk about the programs that we have for young people. You're absolutely right. Unemployment is at record levels. And when you factor in the intersections, when you factor in Indigenous, racialized youth with disabilities, 2S LGBT youth, the numbers are even higher, sometimes 3 times as high. So we have something called the Youth Employment Skills Strategy, and under that portfolio is Canada Summer Jobs. So there will be 70,000 young people that will get jobs. That is open right now for employers to take advantage of this summer. It's also mentoring opportunities. And from what I hear, employers tell me that a lot of the times those kids go on to part-time work, they stay on because the experience is excellent. So there is that. There's also what we call Canada Service Corps, and there's a micro grant component so young people can start up, small business, or if they have a business idea, because young people in our country are amazing. They are so creative and they're on the cutting edge of so much. So there's that for them as well. And there are also organizations that take advantage of what we offer and for the Youth Employment Skills Strategy under that in the CSC, where they can really hone in on what young people need, what they are looking for, and prepare them for this brand new world. So there are a lot of strategies and programs under the youth portfolio that, frankly, a lot of Canadians don't know about, but a lot of youth are taking advantage of.
But, Minister, I think the point is that even if they're trying to take advantage of it, it's not helping the overall picture, right? Canada Summer Jobs, I've been covering for years, right? It's been in place for a really long time. Despite that, unemployment among youth in this country, and you rightly point out, among Indigenous youth, is even higher right now at I believe it's 22%. Can you understand how they would see this announcement from your government and wonder, hey, what message is this sending me? You're sending someone who makes $149,000 a year a check, but you won't send a student who's unemployed or a senior, for example, who's living on, just government assistance.
When it comes to seniors, and I'll deal with that first, the dental care program, I want to say that 50 to 60% of the million people that are taking advantage of that program, free dental care, are seniors. And point out that the OAS was topped up by 10% as well. But back to young people, I look at this as a family situation. So we can't control, Vashi, how much prices are once people get up to the checkout, but we can't control how much they keep in their pocketbook. And there are, I'm thinking of, my family friends, we have youth within those families. So if those families are saving money, if they're saving money at the grocery store under this tax break, this holiday tax break, if they are saving money when it comes to the buying of Christmas presents and making sure that families can come together and save money in doing so, then entire families benefit.
So to be clear, though, you're telling a 24-year-old who can't find a job that hopefully their parents who make $149,000 a year will use their $250 check to help them out? Like, can you see how the message feels
that's
flat?
not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it will also and likely benefit them. But I'm pointing out the programs that we do have for young people. There are so many people that I meet, Marci, that say, "Listen, I'm young. I don't have kids, so I'm not benefiting from the, Canada Child Benefit. I'm not benefiting when it comes to daycare or a national school food program." But young people, there are programs in place for them. And I would say, too, that this isn't just one level of government that has a hand in helping our young people and providing mentorship opportunities and workplace opportunities for them. But I will say that there are those people that we are really targeting here, the middle class that we're targeting here, that say they don't see themselves. And now there's something tangible where they will.
So another part of your portfolio, jumping off the points that you're making, is gender equality. And one of your government's marquee policies for women has been the daycare subsidy. The issue with the challenge that program has brought about, it's helped a lot of people. I would not take away from that. But the challenge it's brought about is that more people can access it. And as a result, demand is far outstripping supply. Wouldn't this money, $6 billion, better have been invested in creating more spaces, for example, to address that need than just cutting checks and making Christmas trees 5% cheaper?
The holidays are upon us, and this is very much a time, and I would point to small businesses as well. I've got many small businesses in downtown Toronto in my riding that are really excited about this, where, Christmas time, the holiday period, is a make or break time for them. And so they are so excited that this might mean increased business for them. And most people that are looking at this say that's exactly what this will mean. This will mean more people walking through the doors of city streets, going into small businesses, many of them which are owned by women, and I would say racialized and Indigenous women as well, who are going to see increased sales. And that's a good thing. This is a targeted approach to the holidays, and that's what this is about.
I'm sorry, with all due respect, you think spending $6 billion and cutting 18 million checks to people making under $150,000 is a targeted approach?
It is with regards to the middle class. It is with regards to the middle class. And as I said, there are many people who say, you know what? The child care program, it's wonderful. It's great. My neighbors have kids. That applies to them. It doesn't apply to me. And there are those that say, listen, the CCP is great. The Canada Child Benefit is great. It doesn't apply to me. This now applies to people when they're checking out at the grocery counter and they're understanding that they are saving money. That's huge. For a family in Ontario, Marci, when you look at savings, we're looking at $250 in savings for every $2,000 that they might spend. That's a big deal.
And I would certainly not discount how much $250 can help. But I also hear every single day, as I'm sure you do, from people who want to be able to access that subsidized daycare, who cannot get into a daycare spot, who cannot get into an ER with their kid in under 15 hours, who cannot find a family doctor. Are you really telling Canadians that spending $6 billion this way, in a way the opposition accuses of attempting to buy votes, is as valuable as investing in the programs that you have said are helping Canadians?
I know that Minister Suds is working diligently with her team on any of the childcare issues that you're bringing up. But I will say that by and large, people are saying they like this program. They like this approach, and a good government listens. That's what we're doing here. This is about affordability, and it's about what we can control. Again, we cannot control, how much things are, how much they cost. The fact that diapers are costing families hundreds of dollars a month, but we can control the fact that they aren't going to pay GST on those things for 2 months.
And do you intend, if this proves as much of a help to people as your government is contending it will, have you cut off the option of extending this program even further then, of sending even more checks out?
Right now, this is about a holiday season, and we're looking at December 14th to February 14th. We know the winter time is hard as well for Canadians, and so that's what we're looking at right now. What we would love is support from the opposition parties, and we are in talks with them to support this and to get this through. It's important. Canadians want this. We've heard them, we've seen them, and we're acting.
So if right now you're focused on these 2 months, does that preclude you at the end of those 2 months from extending it?
That is something for the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister to consider. But what I do know is that right now, this is what we're focused on, and this is something that will be good for Canadians and Canadian families. We've heard them, and we see them, and this is what we've responded with. I think as well, it's important again to talk about small business and what this will mean. We know that this is a black or red situation. They make or break their year at this time of year, and it's going to give them the boost that they need.
Minister, I'm going to leave it on that note. I appreciate your time as always. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Marci. Take good care.
You as well. That's Minister Marci Ien.